Hello there folks, and how is it going? And welcome back to another video. It's raining and I am in the car with Senior Spielbergo here, and I am waiting for a bus to take me to the airport in Dublin for an adventure that is about to begin. Sorry, I'm looking to see if the bus is coming. I am off to Namibia. I'm off to Namibia to meet up with Brendan and to do a workshop there. So yeah, this is gonna be awesome fun. But this video is a bit more of a travel-y style vlog, so we'll get to Namibia in a short bit. But for now, I'm gonna see about hopefully not getting too wet waiting at the bus stop and getting on the bus. And I'm going from Dublin to Dubai, from Dubai to Johannesburg, and then from Johannesburg to Windhoek. And yeah, so fun times ahead. So let's jump on the bus and let's get going. Beep, beep. Desperately painful sitting around in an airport waiting for your flight. But one thing that I have learned over the years of traveling is to take advantage of these wonderful walkway escalators. I just go up and down, go up, walk down, come back up, walk down. So, what's your favorite way of passing time at the airport? So that's the thing about getting flights delayed. Unfortunately, it has a ripple effect throughout the rest of the journey. I need to spend the night in Dubai. I was supposed to leave to go to Johannesburg like now, but because it's delayed, the first flight was delayed, it just can't be done. So I'm gonna have to talk to the desk here now and see about trying to get something sorted. So let's get on with it. So here we are in a hotel. One of the things about getting, I suppose, your flight delayed is sometimes you get put up because it's, you know, it's such a long. I mean, it's only 10:30, and I need to get onto the plane tomorrow at 4 in the morning. Oh my god! So I have to check out by 1. So gonna be absolutely knackered. So the flight is the same. I'm going from Dubai to Johannesburg and then from Johannesburg to Windhoek. So I'm a day late and probably about maybe like, I don't know, like 4 hours late still. So yeah, but it's like 35 degrees outside and all I have is jeans. I have to see if I can find a pair of shorts or something somewhere. Maybe I'll go out and explore if I can. If I can, it'd be great to go and take some photographs like this tonight. But if I don't, we'll just be skipping on to the next part of this video. But if we do get outside, then you know, let's tour Dubai, I suppose. Okay, so great stuff. I got some shorts and I haggled with the I love haggling. So any opportunity I get to haggle, so I haggled the bejesus out of the shorts, so it was great. Game plan, I actually feel so much more relieved now. It's amazing because it's so humid as well outside, and it's been so long since I felt that like real kind of humidity and heat. And thankfully I have my cap. I've no sun cream, but I do have my cap and my sunglasses in my bag, so at least I have those for later. So I feel a lot more confident and comfortable. So what I'm going to do, game plan, is interrupt this travel blog with some photography, which is going to be great. I've like, you know, Dubai is Dubai. Like you can't not take a photograph of the place. So I'm going to hit the gym, as ridiculous as that sounds, get a run in, because if I go out there I'll die. And then I'm going to eat some lunch. I have a complimentary lunch and dinner. And then I'm going to go out and take some photographs. Now my tripod is in my main bag, so I'll have to figure out something. I'll put the camera on the ground or whatever if I want to do some long exposure, which I don't even have any filters or anything. But skyline, blue hour, that's what I'm thinking. If I can find something like that, that would be really, really smashing. So let's get the gym over and done with first though. Hey, so this is super exciting. Now, there's like a killer shot to be had here in Dubai. That's from the Shangri-La Hotel, and it's like iconic Dubai. Just Google Dubai and it'll come up. But you have to pay. But then, word around the campfire is if you send an email, they let you up if you're, good enough. But unfortunately, today there's actually a private event on. So they don't let anybody up when there's private events on, which is a real shame. But then there is a second viewpoint from a rooftop bar that I aim to try and get to. Now it's a fair bit of a trek into town, but sure, look, I'm no stranger to that kind of thing. And I've marked a couple of spots. Ideally, the view from the rooftop bar is gorgeous, really gorgeous. But the Burj Khalifa is not in that picture. So I'm torn between getting that picture from the rooftop bar or trying to find one down near the Burj Khalifa, because that's what I think of Dubai. I think of that. So maybe I'll just try make a line or a beeline down to that area where the Burj Khalifa is and try to find one or two compositions down there. But this is a lesson in not having a tripod, thinking on the spot, because I assume I'm gonna have to put my camera down on some rocks or my bag or something. But either way, it's gonna be a good time. So let's go wander the streets of Dubai.
المحطة القادمة هي Emirates Towers.
Can you see this behind me? I don't know if you can see that behind me. That is the world's tallest building. Wow, it is mighty impressive. Way more than what you may think. Just seeing it on the TV. It's absolutely bananas. It just seems to go up and up and up and up. Absolutely crazy. But it is hot. And that mall that I just walked through, this maze of consumerism, I got lost, so lost. It took me about an hour just to even get out here. It was mental. But wow, that view is absolutely stunning. Now I do have a bit of a destination in mind to try and photograph this lovely building. I've got about an hour till the sun sets. I just need to try to find my way out there, because it is crazy. So anyways, let's get moving. Okay, I better record this quick because it's so hot here. My camera is probably going to be overheating and going to explode. But here we are at this particular spot that I have found on Google and Location Scout. And one of the main reasons why this particular view took my fancy more so than any of the other ones was because of the angle of the building. Where I was previously, where I was taking those selfies that I'll pop up on the screen for you now, it's very flat. It's obviously still mighty impressive. But from this particular angle here, I love the fact that we can see kind of both sides of the building and we get that kind of nice sharp point. So that's really why I chose here. Second reason why I decided to come here was the fact that because I don't have my tripod, I'm really hoping that these rails and there's a big bridge that goes across here, that potentially I might be able to try and use those as a tripod. And then there's a third reason as well, is that behind here there's some more buildings as well that I hope to kind of be able to get around to fast enough to try and photograph during the blue hour. But as it stands now, the conditions are wonderful, and you never know, a bit of colour might catch up there in the sky, because there is some high cloud up there, so fingers and toes crossed. But for now, I am just going to relax after that walk and enjoy this colossal view. Okay, so I've taken some test shots And I must add one more thing to the list of things to try and achieve is that, I've never actually done, I've done panoramics, going left to right and so on, but I've never actually done vertical panoramics. So that's what I've been trying, and I really hope they work out. It's a beautiful, beautiful frame. You got the tower just boom right in the middle, and then you got a bit of balance over here with this other tower, and then my hope and my prayers go to the landscape, cityscape photography gods, and that bit of cloud that's in the top right catches some colour, because if it does, oh man, that'll balance the frame so beautifully. So I am just going to sit and wait. Got maybe another 15-20 minutes or so before the sun sets, but as it stands right now, it is an absolutely magic scene. Welcome friends to the ASMR photography studio, and welcome to this absolutely wonderful spot. I am really thrilled with how this stitched panoramic turned out. There are some caveats, of course, when processing images like this that I recently discovered, and one being it's the distortion. There just seems to be no way of getting around that unless I have done something terribly wrong in post-production. While the Burj Khalifa itself is lovely and straight, obviously you can see on the left hand side the buildings are like almost look like they're falling over. It's ridiculous looking, but nonetheless it was still a fun and worthwhile endeavor. This particular image is a panoramic of landscape orientated stitched images. And so then this next image is stitched image of portrait orientation images, and I think kind of worked a little bit better. I suppose ideally just because we're losing both the left and right hand side of the frame, and I didn't have to necessarily stitch so many together. And obviously, as many of you may know, I have been on a bit of a black and white journey of late, and I thought to myself, sure, let's try process one in black and white. I actually really do like the way this one turned out. Super contrasty and nice tones, so I really am very happy with both of these images, and a very good test and experiment into stitching vertical panoramas. Will I do it again or not? Maybe, I guess. I mean, how often do you stand in front of something so tall? So maybe I wouldn't need to, but I'm delighted that I certainly gave it a try. But other than that, really happy with how they turned out. Wow, that was absolutely incredible. The light happened. Oh wow, I really hope those pictures turned out. What an absolutely wonderful experience. You got these beautiful fountains that come up out of the water. Wow, it's a massive building. I'm just gonna wait. I can see some lights now starting to come on because the ambient light obviously now has started to dip because the sun has officially set. I'm going to keep my very same composition because I want to try and create one of these kind of like time blends where if I can try introduce the lights into the image. But the sunset picture, there was such beautiful golden light on the side. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to, if it works, I hope it works, I'm going to pop it up on the stream for you, walk you through a classic ASMR photography lab style. Let's go. I am absolutely thrilled with how this particular image turned out, and it is exactly how I envisioned it when I was taking this photograph from this location. And the little cherry on top for me is just that boat in the water. People can cruise around on these little boats. There's a pool and stuff, and for me it just sets the whole frame and adds such beautiful scale to the whole scene. The glow on the side of that building and all of the buildings is absolutely magic. It's such a wonderful experience. This is just one single frame, and I did use the perspective corrections in Lightroom, and while it seems like it's quite elongated, the buildings themselves, again, these are just the kind of things that you need to either sacrifice to have straight lines and straight buildings, or things just look like they're falling over. So in this instance, I obviously chose the straight vertical line option, but I am really happy with how this particular one turned out. To me, it almost looks like a painting, and I really love that about this frame, and I'm super duper happy with how it all worked out. So I've had to get a bit creative in terms of me not having a tripod. I found a bin, an empty water bottle, and I've precariously placed my camera on it. So I hope it works. But wow, what an absolutely gorgeous scene, and it is evolving quite rapidly and quite wonderfully. It's beautiful. So as I mentioned in my excited mad ramblings, we caught some beautiful colour in the sky for those last few minutes as the sun was setting, and it was so beautiful. I really loved the way this image turned out, and again, like a contrast to this whole kind of situation with tall buildings and perspectives, I didn't do any kind of perspective fixes on this one, albeit the camera is slightly lower than the previous image, so you can see there. I mean, it looks like the building on the left is about to fall over, but overall the scene itself is just so wonderful, and I'm so thrilled that the light and the color in the sky came together, and exactly as I had hoped and planned for, it all really worked out so beautifully. It's such a magnificent building. It's really fantastic, and it's such a beautiful photographic subject. Really wonderful. Okay, I am going to move on real quick because we have probably only just got a few minutes of blue hour. It's not going to be a particularly long one, so I'm going to see if I can find some kind of different composition to try and photograph this beautiful building at the blue hour. But it's happening quick, so I better move on. I'm not going to go too far. I've seen some petals or something over here. I'm going to go have a look. So let's have another ramble and see what we can do. So for these last few images, I just wandered around. I shot most of them handheld, bar this first one I rested the camera on the railing that you see so prominently in the foreground as it leads us through the frame. The whole area is just a wonderful place for architectural photography, if you enjoy that kind of thing, of course. Buildings surrounding the Burj Khalifa are just as magnificent in terms of kind of blue hour images and, you know, just after sunset-y kind of sunset-y images. It really lends itself well to photographing, you know, very classic cityscape images. As I wandered around a bit more as well, the light obviously got lower, and the ambient light, we started to get a very nice balance between the ambient light and the artificial light. And for me, this particular Burj Khalifa image really is a very good example of what blue hour photography can really be when it comes to photographing cityscapes like this. And I really love the overall aesthetic and feel to this particular frame. Now the last image, again, I shot this handheld, and so it's just they have these kind of like dandelion things knocking around the building, and it's nice to kind of frame up and use them as kind of frames and foreground elements, and just encapsulates the whole scene. And for me, that's one thing that I ultimately tried to do for the last little bit of my adventures in Dubai. But a wonderful experience nonetheless. Wow, so this place is all spectacle, and it is absolutely marvellous. But what a wonderful interlude, 2-hour adventure to Namibia. I had obviously Dubai is Dubai, like I said earlier, but in terms of coming here, man, I would have been like way down on the bucket list, but I am delighted I got to spend the day here. It was absolutely magic. But for now, I'm going to head back to the hotel because I have to get up at like 1 a.m. Oh my god, to get to the airport for like 2, and then I have to fly, so I'm going to be all over the shop for the next couple of days. But so we're just going to continue on here. This was just an interlude, so let's continue on the adventure. So folks, we have made it to Johannesburg. Oh my god, I'm so tired. That flight was, in fairness to the flight, it was comfortable. I was in one of the extra legroom seats, so I did manage to get some sleep. And the baby beside me was very nice and chilled out, so it was a good, relaxed journey. But nonetheless, I'm waiting here for my last flight now to Windhoek, and then meet up. Well, I have to pick up the truck and then meet up with everybody and have the bants, have some fun times. So let's get this last flight out of the way and go from there. So as I sit here finishing editing this video, it occurred to me that I didn't record any kind of outro for this video. Essentially what happened was that I landed in Windhoek very late and had to go straight in to get the van. Had to drive back to the airport to collect a couple of folks that were on later flights and then drive us straight back into dinner, and then the following morning we pretty much hit the road. So I didn't have the opportunity to sign off on this video in the way that I wanted to, so I figured I would do it now. So hello. The whole experience in Dubai, I'm just sitting here reliving the whole thing here while I edit the video. It was just such an unexpected pleasure, I suppose. As hot as it was and as ridiculous as it was that I arrived in jeans and a hoodie in like 40 something degrees, it was a wonderful experience, and I'm delighted that I went out to photograph the Burj Khalifa. A real treat, just such a real treat. But my question is to you, have you ever been to Dubai? And if you have, what did you think of it? Would you go back? But anyways, I will stop rambling. Please find all sorts of links down below for lots of fun stuff, workshops and newsletter sign-ups. If you're so inclined at all, you're most welcome to sign up for those. So next week we will start our Namibia adventure, and a fun one we have in store for sure, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, if you like the video, folks, do please hit that thumbs up button. And if you are new here, and welcome to all the new subscribers, and you're not subscribed yet, do please feel free to hit that subscribe button to follow along for more adventures like this one. And yeah, so until the next time, take it easy everybody. Cheers.